We're ready to have a good day. We have guests in the building. We have special announcements today. We're ready to start and have a great Friday. Everyone knows on Friday we have a very special guest. So everyone say good morning.
How many of you remember Raymond? Yeah, kind of creepy, isn't he? Especially on Halloween. Especially in my grandson's car seat. But that's where he rides best. And so we call him Raymond. It's kind of short for X-ray because we can see inside of him and we can see some of his organs. I'm going to have you remove one of his organs today. We're going to go with the brain. Can you remove his brain? Oh, he likes that. How many of you have a brain? Okay, how many can take it out like this? All of you, okay, good. Now this is Raymond's brain, and we talk a lot about the effects of food on our body, and I always use Raymond to demonstrate the different organs and how food affects us. No other organ is affected more by food than this guy right here, the brain. The brain is affected by everything we eat, almost immediately after we eat it. It hardly takes any time whatsoever. And so this brain is very, very important to your success during the school day. Now there's a big, big word, I don't expect you to remember it, but it's a big word, it's called cognitive. And that's how we remember, recall, learn. And there are different foods that we eat that are really good and help us with our cognitive skills and help us remember things, help us learn, help our brain to work. Now, how many of you can learn when you're hungry? It's kind of hard, isn't it? That's why breakfast is so important every day. Just something to jumpstart our brain. Usually, carbohydrates are the best thing to jumpstart our brains in the morning. It gets us thinking, it gets us going. A lot of people think we shouldn't have any carbohydrates, but we really need those, and our brain needs them. That is one of the things that the brain needs is whole grains. Whole grains means the entire grain, not just a part of the grain, but the entire grain. When we eat whole grains, that helps our brain, it stimulates it, it makes it work. It helps it work even better. Another thing that we need to have is what we call omega-3s, and that's a big, big word, but that just means most likely fish oils. And not just fish oils, but how many of you like seafood? Okay. Well, as you get older, you start to like it if you weren't ruined by it when you were younger. Fish is really good. And even like tuna or salmon or flounder, those have big, strong omegas. You should try to have that on a regular basis because it opens up your mind, it opens up your brain, it helps it makes it function better. My favorite food that helps our brain are nuts, peanuts, walnuts. In fact, if you crack a walnut and look at the inside of it, it looks like your brain. That's how I can remember that walnuts are good for our brain, but peanuts are very good. How many of you like peanuts? All right, how many like peanut butter? Well, yeah. And so that's good for your brain. And it helps our brain, it helps it function. And then the final food that I'll talk about today that's good for our brain are green leafies. And we think, what in the world are those? Well, like broccoli, romaine, spinach, those kinds of things are wonderful for our brain. They make our brains work fast, they help us recall things. So we should always eat a lot of whole grains. So we have nuts, seafood, green leafies, and carbohydrates with whole grains. That helps us. What hurts our brain a little bit are high-fat items. That slows our brain down. And then we're going to talk about this on this day of all days. Lots of sugar slows our brain down. And so we need our brain to be working fast. And I know every year in the spring we talk about testing and how important it is for tests that we eat for testing. But I'm a true believer it's more important that we eat for learning. Because if you don't ever learn it in the first place, you can't recall it. And so we have to make sure that every day we eat right. Every day we start off with a good breakfast. Every day we eat the foods that help our brains work so much better than they could if we don't pay attention. It's not just our bellies, it's our brain that we really need to feed. You have a great week, and I'll see you next week, and we're going to talk about popcorn. Popcorn, I like popcorn. All right, thank you very much. I'll put his brain back so we can capture it. There we go.
Everyone say thank you, Chef Jeff. We look forward to Fridays and Chef Jeff visiting us and giving us great information on nutrition and how to be healthy. Third graders are getting in position, ready to take the stage for the morning assembly. Just a reminder, be in listening positions, backs up straight, hands in your lap, eyes forward, voices turned off. I tell you, pre-K and kindergarten have that down. First grade looks ready. Here we go. Good morning, Liberty Lovers. If you are a class facing the east, please stand. Your class is facing the west, please stand. And if your class is facing the north, please stand. You should be standing with your voice off, saluting, ready for the Pledge of Allegiance. Standing if you are in the community march.
Good morning. My name is Brett. Please join me in saying the American flag salute. Attention, salute, pledge. Good morning. My name is Katie. Please join me in saying the Oklahoma flag salute. Attention, salute, pledge. Good morning. My name is Adriana. Please join me in singing the patriotic song near Banner Flag.
Every heart beats true for the red, white, and blue. Today, during our moment of silence, let's be thinking how we can cheer someone else up with kind words, kind touches, kind smiles. Here's Miss Henderson, third grade man. Finish.
Good morning, Liberty students. I'm glad to see everybody here on this great Friday. We are finishing up Red Ribbon Week. And if you remember, Red Ribbon Week, I'll wait for everyone to get settled and turn their voices off. Red Ribbon Week is a campaign that was started back in 1985 when an agent lost his life fighting against illegal drugs. And his friends started this 29 years ago. In honor of him losing his life, they wore red ribbons. And so for 29 years, schools across America have set aside this week in October that we had honored and thought about being drug-free. We should honor and think about that each and every day, but we like to set aside and honor this time that they have dedicated the last week of October to really think about that and focus. We've had fun dressing up so that we can connect that to our brains so that you guys can have a healthy body, a clear mind, and a great life that you can contribute to your community and make great choices. Today, our theme is teaming up against drugs. Now, what do teams do? Teams have cheers. So we're going to do a cheer. Mrs. Waters and Mrs. Hunt is going to come up and help me. They're going to hold up a sign. This side is going to say drug. This side is going to say free. Let's practice. Ready? Drug free. Okay. Very good. So here we go. We're going to say our cheer. Be loud and proud. What have we learned this week?
Drug free! Drug free! Drug free!
Very good. Excellent, Liberty students. That is what we've learned this week. We have focused on being drug-free and making a pledge that that's how you're going to live your life. Also this week we've had poster contests, and there's voting going on in the office as people walk around and look at the class posters that you've decorated. And in addition to the poster contest, the older students did an essay contest this week. And we would like to take this time to honor those students if Mrs. Frost would come forward.
Good morning. Good morning, Mrs. Frost. Okay, well, first of all, I want to say that all the fifth graders did a fabulous job. I'm very proud of each one of them for writing an essay on how to be drug-free, and they all did a great job. I did read every single one of them, and I turned in several to the office, and the winners have been chosen. So I'm going to call 4 people up here. If you are called, just come stand right in front of me, okay? And I need Mariana to come up here. Brian. Katie. And Damien. Okay, like I said, everyone did a fabulous job, and I'm very proud of each one of you. These were the 4 that were chosen, 2 from Mrs. G's class and 2 from our class, or my class, and we have our finalists, and I'm going to present them with a little award, and then Mrs. Henderson is going to read part of the winning essay. So, right
the essay that the winner wrote. It says, avoiding drugs is very important. If you don't avoid taking drugs, bad things can happen to you. You can get arrested, and worse, if you take drugs. Don't get caught up in drugs. It's bad to take drugs because they can kill you and other people. There are side effects to taking drugs, including death, and smoking is also bad for your health too. If you take drugs or smoke, you're harming your body and your health. If you take drugs or drink too much alcohol, there are serious consequences. Drunk driving can lead to death or severe injury. You can also push your loved ones away, and that's why you should be drug-free. Congratulations, Brian, on winning the essay contest for Liberty Elementary School. Let's give all of our fifth graders a celebration of fantastic, because they did a fantastic job. Ready? Good job, fifth graders. We appreciate you and all the efforts that you put in to participating in the essay contest. Do teachers have any celebrations or announcements they'd like to make? Today, we do not have a volunteer for the cashing cart, so it will just be rotating mysteriously on its own. So as it comes to your room, if you'll take care of that, we'd appreciate it. And we'll get those bunch of tickets that you've earned cashed in. I know you guys are working hard and you're doing a great job earning those. Procedures are wonderful here at Liberty. And each and every day you're showing respect, integrity, and you're thinking first. And we like seeing that. But the class of 2022 will present themselves to lead for RTI. And have a great day of learning.